Hi everyone, this is Dr. Nitin Chhoda with Ignition Time and welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for being a viewer. Thank you so much for being a subscriber. I want you to know that I really appreciate you. If you don't know anything about me and if you're new to my channel, because our channel has been growing so rapidly that I can't tell you how grateful I am. If you don't know anything about me, please check out my video. You'll learn more about who I am, what my journey has been like and why you should listen to me. Also, if you learn something new from this video, please consider clicking the like button. Please also subscribe and enable notifications. Gently ignite that subscribe button and ignite that notification button because the name of our channel is Ignition Time. You'll see this tweet on your screen. This tweet literally just came out from the president at the time I'm recording this video, and the president wrote, Lesley Stahl of 60 Minutes not wearing a mask in the White House after her interview with me. Much more to come. This tells us that this 60 Minutes interview is something that the president did not like doing. And the president is essentially, I guess you could say, discrediting the interview and the interviewer before it comes out, because the president was just interviewed for 60 minutes. Presumably, we'll see that 60 Minutes interview in the next few days. Gosh, this is going to be a very eventful week. Also, we have the final presidential debate coming up, but, clearly the president did not like the 60 Minutes interview, and you can see that on your screen here. I'm going to give you the latest status of the stimulus negotiations because some new information has come to light from Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell. I have to be honest with you, at this point, this almost seems like a love triangle, except that nobody's in love. This is a love triangle with President Trump at the top, essentially trying to make a large stimulus happen. But guess what? On one side of the triangle, you have Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, who clearly is singing a different song, and you have the House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, who clearly has her own agenda and her own objectives. And I'm going to give you some information here in this video that is actually going to surprise you, because this information has just come to light. The Senate Majority Leader apparently does not want the White House to come to a deal because he feels the House Speaker stringing them along. Again, this is a love triangle with the president at the top. I'll give you the latest comments from the president today. I'll actually tell you what the Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell has been saying behind closed doors about the possibility of stimulus before the election. And of course, you know what's been going on with House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. I've been covering this extensively. In fact, here's a tweet on your screen from Caitlin Collins at CNN. And Caitlin Collins just reported that apparently there was some drama while President Trump was recording the 60 Minutes interview today. The president abruptly ended his solo interview after around 45 minutes, and he did not return to the interview for a scheduled walk and talk that he was supposed to do with Vice President Mike Pence. So it does look like something unusual happened during the 60 Minutes interview. I'm presuming the 60 Minutes interview will indeed air because it is going to make for good television. What can I say? But this news just came in as we were preparing this video for our Ignition Time community. So let's get back to the stimulus negotiations. Let's get away from the presidential drama and let's get into essentially the DC love triangle. This is the DC love triangle on the DC Comedy Hour. It's supposed to be raining money. It should be raining money right now for us, for our viewers and subscribers, because of the stimulus. I'm being a little sarcastic, guys. Think of this as a bit of a satire. It's supposed to be raining money, but instead it's raining politics. Again, the love triangle between President Trump, between House Speaker Pelosi, and between the Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell. I think being the guy who's watching these two fight it out. By the way, they haven't spoken in over a year, so that is another aspect to this rather bizarre, I call it this love triangle. Here's a tweet on your screen from Jake Sherman from Politico, who reported a comment from Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell. If a presidentially supported bill clears the House at some point, we'll bring it to the floor. Again, and this jumped out at me as it jumped out to other journalists. Some point is very notable. I've been covering this on my channel. Is the Senate likely to support the president as far as a large stimulus package is concerned? I've been questioning that, and it's very clear at this point that regardless of the number of Republican senators who will vote for a larger stimulus, and by the way, there aren't too many, it is not going to be voted on because the Senate Majority Leader has actually made it clear. I'll be presenting you with an article where the Senate Majority Leader pretty much made it clear that this is a no-go. So the Senate Majority Leader said at some point, this is political speak for it ain't gonna happen. Here's another tweet on your screen also from Jake Sherman. McConnell said there's a deal that Trump supports and it gets through the House. He will put it on the floor at some point. Language is notable, meaning he's not committing to an immediate consideration before the election. Doesn't mean that he won't, but it just means that the Senate Majority Leader is giving himself some wiggle room and keeping his options open. And here's another tweet on your screen from Jake Sherman about what House Speaker Pelosi is saying. Pelosi says she needs a bill written by the end of the week to get it through before the election. It's Tuesday afternoon right now, and there's no deal. So there's some work to do here. And that brings us to the cryptic comments from Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell. So I just want my viewers and subscribers to know where things stand right now. House Speaker Pelosi and U.S. Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin did speak at 3 p.m. East Coast time today. So I'll be giving you the analysis of that information as soon as we get some announcements, presumably from Drew Hamill, who's a spokesperson for House Speaker Pelosi. They expect to come to some sort of an agreement on testing and tracing. And Mnuchin did say last week that he would expect the House Speaker's language, but he hadn't, which is why there's been some more back and forth. And now let's see if we are getting to the point that Mnuchin represented he would be at last week. And again, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell said at some point, he didn't say that he would do it when the House may pass it. He simply said that at some point it would come to a vote on the floor of the Senate. Remember, if the two come to an agreement and the House passes it, if the Senate does not bring it to a vote on the floor of the Senate, it ain't going anywhere. That's why, again, let's get back to this love triangle. The U.S. Treasury Secretary Stephen Mnuchin, who represents President Trump, and House Speaker Pelosi could come to an agreement, but the Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell could stonewall the whole thing. And speaking of the Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, here's brand new reporting from both the New York Times and the Washington Post. I'll show you the New York Times article on your screen. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell advises White House not to strike a pre-election stimulus deal with House Speaker Pelosi. Just unbelievable that I'm actually reporting this news. The Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell told Republican senators privately today that he has advised the White House not to strike a deal with House Speaker Pelosi on a new stimulus bill before Election Day. Again, just unbelievable that I have to report this news to you. And he cautioned Republican senators against reaching an agreement that most in the party were simply not even willing to accept. According to the Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, House Speaker Pelosi was stringing them along. And according to the Washington Post, I'm going to quote the Washington Post, McConnell suggested that House Speaker Nancy Pelosi is not negotiating in good faith with Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin, and any deal they reach could disrupt the Senate's plans to confirm Amy Coney Barrett to the Supreme Court next week. This is reporting from the Washington Post. Let me get back to the New York Times so I can quote both resources, and you can feel free to check out the links in the description section below and check this out for yourself. According to the New York Times, Mr. McConnell's counsel, confirmed by 3 Republicans familiar with his remarks, threw cold water on President Trump's increasingly urgent push to enact a fresh round of pandemic aid before he faces voters on November 3rd. It underscored the divisions within the party that have long hampered a compromise. So this is the Senate Majority Leader basically saying, don't do it. Now, House Speaker Pelosi said earlier today that she was, I quote, optimistic that a deal could be reached with the Trump administration in the coming days. But according to the New York Times, Republicans are growing increasingly anxious that President Trump and his team are too eager to reach a multi-trillion-dollar agreement and are conceding far too much to the Democrats. Republicans fear that this scenario could force their colleagues, I'm talking about Republican senators who are up for re-election, into a difficult choice of defying the president or alienating their fiscally conservative base by embracing the big spending bill that House Speaker Pelosi wants and is trying to negotiate with the administration, which, by the way, the president has clearly said that he is open to. This is turning out to be a zero-sum game for the president, for the Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, and essentially for House Speaker Pelosi. And more importantly, it's turning out to be a zero-sum game for the American people. I'm going to try and break this information as best as I can. Again, I'm going to call this the DC Comedy Hour, and I'm not doing this to minimize the situation. I'm doing this so I can just add some levity to this situation for my viewers and subscribers. The only thing we can do is laugh at this. Like I said, it should be raining money I mean, not literally, but it should be raining money, and hopefully one day we'll look back at this and we'll laugh. But I don't want to be the bearer of this kind of news. And I promise you, one day I'll be delivering good news, and I'll be delivering positive news. I will not be talking about the love triangle or the lack of the triangle between the president, between the Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell, and between House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. I'd rather be talking to you about positive things, about making money, saving money, and investing money, which we will get there. We will get there. And just to emphasize the priorities of the Senate, Republicans in the Senate were also concerned that any vote on such a package could interfere with the Senate schedule. By the way, it's a pretty hasty schedule for confirming Judge Amy Coney Barrett to the Supreme Court by early next week. This is the fastest confirmation we've ever seen in the history of our country. And Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell told the White House that he was particularly concerned a deal before then could inject unwanted unpredictability into the schedule. Yes, the words are unwanted unpredictability into the schedule. We have millions of Americans struggling to put food on the table, struggling to pay rent, and struggling to keep the lights on. And the Senate Majority Leader has said that he feared that a deal before then could inject, I quote, unwanted unpredictability into the schedule, according to Republicans. Now, keep in mind, all these comments were in a closed-door lunch with Senate Republicans today. And some individuals did indeed speak with some reporters and some outlets like the New York Times, like the Washington Post. But you will see this news emerging in different outlets. So what happened today in this closed-door meeting with Senate Republicans is that Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell said all these things, and according to the Washington Post, and I quote, these discussions show the raw political calculations that both parties are dealing with 2 weeks before the November 3rd election. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell's comments were confirmed by two people who were familiar with the discussions, and this stance could kill any chances of a stimulus deal before the election. I want to be clear, the Senate Majority Leader has already made his opposition clear to the large package that is being discussed between the administration and the Democrats. And I did report this earlier, that the Senate Majority Leader told reporters that if a deal was reached and passed by the House with President Trump's support, he would put it on the Senate floor at some point. So remember, I said this was the DC love triangle. We've talked about the Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell. Here's what House Speaker Pelosi said, part of this triangle, if you will. The House Speaker said, it isn't that this day is the day we would have a deal. It's a day when we would have our terms on the table to be able to go to the next step. Legislation takes a long time. Well, the other very important part of this triangle is President Trump. Let's hear what President Trump had to say today on Fox and Friends. There's also, a lot of different information is coming out, and this is what the president said today on Fox and Friends. He said, it's very simple. I want to do it even bigger than the Democrats. Not every Republican agrees with me, but they will. They'll be on board if something comes. So the president said that he wants an even larger price tag than the $2.2 trillion bill. And House Speaker Pelosi has said that this isn't true. And she's getting mixed messages from Republicans, and that the president wants a large spending bill, and Senate lawmakers are wanting something smaller. So we have this triangle where the president at the top of the triangle essentially changes his mind, keeps changing his position. At this point, the president is saying that he wants a large bill, more than $2.2 trillion. The House Speaker is saying that she's waiting on the language. She's getting closer as far as testing and tracing is concerned. She wants a bit more money for state aid and local governments. And then the Senate Majority Leader, Mitch McConnell, on the other side of this triangle, is basically saying, nah, can't do it. Won't put a vote on the floor of the House. And here's another comment from the President of the United States. I'd take all the votes you could get, whether it's Democrat or Republican. However, again, Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell is not sharing the sentiment. The Senate Majority Leader has not committed to a vote before the election, and he declined to say whether he had spoken with the president about this issue or whether Senate Republicans would support such a legislation. This is what the Senate Majority Leader said. We'd have to see what it was first. These are comments from the Senate Majority Leader. Now, if you've been following my channel, about, I would say, 7 weeks ago, I did a video where I talked about potential sabotage. I mentioned that the president and the administration were going to float a proposal to the Democrats, essentially doing away with liability protection, which is a red line for the Democrats. And I had indicated that was this the administration essentially throwing the Senate Majority Leader under the bus, and was it an act of sabotage? If you've been following my channel, you probably remember that video. If you don't, you can go back and check out that video. Guess who's sabotaging who now, depending on how you look at it. And here's the interesting thing about the state of political affairs in our country. If you support President Trump, you'll say that, look, President Trump wants what's best. He wants a large bill, but he's not getting the support from the Republicans, and he's not getting, House Speaker Pelosi stringing him along. If you support House Speaker Pelosi, your conclusion will be, look, House Speaker Pelosi is trying to get a large bill for the people. President Trump is flip-flopping, and the Senate Republicans are killing the deal. And if you're fiscally conservative, like many of these Republican senators who are opposing stimulus, you'll be like, what's wrong with all these people? President Trump can't make up his mind. He flip-flops. House Speaker Pelosi is, stringing everybody along, and look at the national debt, yada, yada, yada. So I think that this state of affairs it's horrible. Let me be clear about that. But unfortunately, again, I wish it was raining money and I wish we were laughing, but this is the political calculus that's going on. And depending on which side of the aisle you're at, feel free to pick your poison in this situation. But here's the bottom line, and this is why you watch my channel, and this is why, for me, it's not about the red or the blue, it's about the red, white, and blue. I'm not Democrat, I'm not Republican, I'm American. I want to give you the honest truth. I don't want to give you any false hope. I would love to be the bearer of good news for you. But basically, where things stand right now is that the Senate Republicans are going to, put forth two bills on the floor, which are largely symbolic votes. They're not going to go anywhere. And Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell's comments today indicate that even if there is a deal, it will not be a signed law. I did release a video last week on my channel saying, hey, what if there's a deal but no law? And, unfortunately, it looks like that's what's going to happen. Now, keep in mind that if there is a deal, it looks like the vote in the Senate will have to wait until after the election. And if Democrats win a number of seats in the November elections, they could seize control of the Senate starting in January. And Senate Republicans are now focusing on the nomination of Judge Amy Coney Barrett. And right now, it doesn't look like anything's going to happen. There's overwhelming support for more stimulus. There is an overwhelming amount of support for a $2 trillion stimulus. But unfortunately, we are not seeing the two sides come together. Here's a quote on your screen from Adam Ozimek, who's the chief economist at Upwork. The recovery has slowed, and without more help, it is at risk of backsliding. Neither the virus nor the economic damages it has wrought are gone, and policymakers would be making a serious mistake to act as if they were. And this is where things stand right now, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Dr. Nitin Chhoda with Ignition Time. Here's some information about me. Definitely check out my videos so you know more about who I am, what my journey has been like, why you should listen to me. We release videos at 2 p.m. East Coast time, most days of the week. That's 2 p.m. Get your cell phone out, send a text message with the word ignition or with the word time to 70,000. That's 70000. You can also get added to our email list. Go to ignitiontime.com/alerts. That's ignitiontime.com/alerts. If you want, you can follow us on Instagram. My Instagram handle is ignition_time. You can also, if you want, follow us on Twitter. Our Twitter handle is also ignition_time. Your vote of confidence in me and my channel is you clicking the like button, you please subscribing, you please enabling notifications. I would appreciate it if you decide to do that. If you learned something new from this video, please consider sharing this video with friends and family so that we can grow our community. You'll find the links to all our sources in the description section below. Check out the New York Times article, check out the Washington Post article, check out other news sources, whatever work for you. You'll find this information on several news sources. Once again, please click like, please subscribe, please enable notifications. My name is Dr. Nitin Chhoda with Ignition Time. Don't forget to bookmark our channel. Go to youtube.com/ignition time. That's youtube.com/ignition time. Bookmark our channel so that you're not dependent on YouTube notifications and you can visit the homepage of our channel and watch the videos at any point in time that you want. Thank you so much. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next episode of Ignition Time. I hope I have good news to report to you. One thing I can promise you is that I will always report the truth. For me, it's about, giving you the right information, not hiding stuff, because I do believe that a lot of stuff is being hidden from us. My goal is to give you the truth because I think I have a lot of respect for my viewers and subscribers. And so I think I think you have the ability to handle the truth, which is what this channel is about. I will lead you forward. I will lead you forward on a journey where you can create wealth and achieve the American dream like I did. But right now, my focus is to help you get through all of this. This is not just a stimulus channel or an unemployment benefits channel. For the 1% of you, if all you want is stimulus news and all you want is when the next stimulus check is coming, this is not the right channel for you. I'm just being honest. I have bigger goals and aspirations for you. If I wanted to string you along and just sort of, just get you to watch my videos, I wouldn't be telling you this. I'm telling you this because I have higher goals and aspirations. I will lead you forward. And I want you to know that it begins with self-belief. And self-belief starts with avoiding dependence on the government and believing that you can reach a larger goal, a larger ambition. I will help you get there. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.